Real quick before this video starts, if you're thinking you're hearing a weird crackling sound the entire time, you are. I accidentally spilled some Mountain Dew on my microphone right before I started making this video, and I didn't realize it until the very end, so I'm trying to hide that sound with some background music. I hope you don't mind. I'll get it fixed for next video. Yo, what is going on, everybody? It is your boy Crypt. Welcome back to another video. I have a massive Mountain Dew bottle that my cousin got me for my birthday yesterday, because everybody knows that I love Mountain Dew. It's kind of sad. In today's video, I thought it'd be a great idea to go through NF's discography and rank some of his albums. Which button is it? I never know which scene. It's this one. This is what I'm looking for right here. Thought it'd be awesome to go through his albums and kind of put them on a tier list and see how some of these albums have stood the test of time. I found out some albums that he had that I didn't even know he had. So I'm excited to get on into this and see how much my man has elevated or digressed, if that's how you feel whenever we get done with this. And yeah, we're gonna do that right after a word from the sponsor of this video. The blood, flesh, and tears of gods and demons created the planet in which you're on. Pick which side that you'd like to fight on in this RPG, light or dark. Play when you're away from the keyboard with the automatic battling skill, cause Zeo and the magic scrolls will provide you with fantastic and unlimited thrills. Collect and enhance your magic scrolls, stack your mana up and you will see you can use them to heal your allies, enhance your stats or weaken your enemies. Explore the stories of the various characters, get lost in the gameplay so immersive, study the characters so you can pair them up with some of the best ones to go up to your enemy and hurt them. Strategy is key in the land of air rock, and you will see the storyline is a masterpiece filled with some comic book cutscenes. Wizards and warlocks and dragons, oh my, download it now, reward you will own. So we'll play this game, the immersion awaits in Zeo and the Magic Scrolls. Yo, shout out to Zeo and the Magic Scrolls for sponsoring this video. This is an awesome RPG that has an incredible storyline to it that is completely immersive and just captures you every single time that you play the game. And right now, they are offering just a plethora of different rewards for different things. Right now, if you simply just finish the tutorial, you get 3,000 diamonds, 25,000 gold, 1,500 XP potions, and then 3,000 magic crystals. And right now, you can get an additional 200 diamonds just by using my coupon code. This coupon is valid until February 9th, 2022, so go download to the description, download this game, use my coupon code, go get those awesome rewards just for doing simple stuff in the game, and go get completely immersed in Zeo and the Magic Scrolls. So from right to left, we got Therapy Session that dropped in 2016, we got The Search that dropped in 2019, this is Perception, I believe, yes, that dropped in 2017, this is an EP called NF that I did not know existed, dropped in 2014, this is Moments from 2010, which is widely considered his first body of work, but I believe in one of the songs that I heard, he talked about this being his third project that he's had. So there might be a ton of unreleased NF out there that nobody really knows about. Then we have Mansion, which was 2015. Here's another EP that I didn't know was out. It's called I'm Free from 2012. And then his most recent body of work from 2021, the mixtape Clouds. So I think the best way to do this is go in chronological order. So we got the very first one, which is Moments right here. So let me go through and do a couple live reactions to Moments and kind of see where my head's at. All right, I found an entire album list on YouTube right here. I've also got one for I'm Free up here. Okay, I just listened to Moments, and wow. I mean, wow. I don't know what happened. Like that. I don't really know what to say here. So you can obviously hear the very, very heavy older Eminem sound with this. Like this is just straight up like relapse Eminem. Aside from the autotune, there was a whole lot of autotune that I was completely off taken by, because I don't think I've ever heard NF use autotune in the newer stuff that I've listened to, just because like he has a naturally great singing voice. But I know that was like a huge popular thing in, you know, 2010 when this came out. I was a freshman in high school. I mean, I'd be lying if I said that I liked this. Some of the writing on it was really cool, beautiful, had some good writing on it. Escape, the hook was actually pretty dope until he got into the verse, and it was just like straight up Eminem style. The biggest thing on this is like the production. Obviously the production doesn't even hold a candle to what he does now. Everything was very dry. There was no like good production behind the beats. Some of the beats sound like they were recorded off a phone almost. So the way I'm gonna rank these is basically off the percentages of skips that I would put on the album. So if it's a D album, I basically won't go back and listen to it again. If it's an S tier album, there are literally 0 skips. A, there's like 2 to 3 songs that I would skip, and so forth and so on. You guys get the picture. And when it comes to Moments, I probably would never go back and listen to it again. I'm not saying it's a shitty album just because it's gonna be in the D category right here. That's not what this means. This is based off of NF's criteria only. This isn't based off of the variety of hip-hop, because Moments is gonna be way better than somebody else's first album. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't a D album overall. This is a D album compared to NF's standards that I have in my head. Hopefully that makes sense and you guys realize that I'm not just shitting all over NF and saying he has one of the worst albums of all time, because that's not what the case is. But you know, the writing is definitely there. He had some really cool topics for some of the songs. Just the production is just gone. Like, there's no production. He's not NF yet in this. There's a lot of different moving parts and you can see the development about to happen. Like, he's just got all these different characteristics that he needs to tighten up, that he eventually does tighten up. And yeah, so for that, it's going to be in the D category. I'm probably never going to go back and listen to it again. All right, up next chronologically is I'm Free. All right, I found this bad boy on YouTube as well. I think it goes to show the quality of some of this, because Moments was not on any Spotify or Apple Music or any of that. Neither is I'm Free. But let's see if in a 2-year time span he has improved. Alright, I just listened to I'm Free, and it's a Christian album, which is cool. It kind of took me by surprise. I don't know if it's necessarily like a full-on Christian album, but there was a lot more like God references in this one, and like struggles with faith in this one, and just you know, more so religiously centered than some of his newer stuff. I will say I've actually heard Alone before. Like, I hadn't realized I had heard this song before, so that immediately takes it out of the D category, because I remember playing this song a handful of times when I've heard it on like a Spotify, no, like a Pandora radio, I think. But Alone was pretty solid. I've been there. I really like that song as well. But you know, as far as compared to his new stuff, it still doesn't really hold a candle to it, except for the writing. Again, I feel like he's always been a very good writer and able to kind of express his emotions in a song. It's just like when it comes to the production of it and like clarity in the voice and just like finding his own voice, it's still not there with this album. But like I said, it's immediately out of the D category because I have actually played one of these songs before. And so I'm going to put it in the C category. It's like a D plus C minus sort of range. Just off the top of my head, like I'm going to go back and listen to some of these albums in this as well. But just like off the top of my head, these two, they still don't really hold a candle to what he can do now, which is great. Like, it really is great. I'm sure these are awesome to listen to for nostalgia purposes, but as far as like enjoyable listening purposes, not particularly there. It's the same way with a lot of the songs that I kind of grew up listening to. Like, I go back and listen to them now and the nostalgia's there, but like I listen to the mix on it and the production's like, man, did they record this on a cell phone? Okay, up next chronologically, we got NF the EP. All right, this is the first one that I've seen on his Spotify, so I'm assuming all the production and stuff's gonna be way better. What the fuck? That was awesome. All I Have was fucking awesome. Like, that song was awesome. Wake Up, I've heard that before. I don't like the hook on that at all, but I remember hearing that verse like on the radio, I feel like. Hands Up was just different. I don't particularly like the song. I don't hate it at all. I love like the rock instrumental going on right there. Only one I will never listen to again. I can tell you guys that right now. It's a cool little song, and then the beat on the background of the hook, it just sounds so not NF. Like, it just sounds like he was trying to do something that somebody else was telling him to do, and I just don't like it. Thing Called Love, the writing is fucking phenomenal on that song. And then Just Being Me, I hear a lot more of the Eminem influence on that one, but it was still kind of dope. Man, it's like a B plus A minus for me. Like, there's 2 songs on there that I probably won't listen to again, but there's 4 songs on there that I loved. And so I'm just going to put it in the B category, but man, just the crazy amount of progress. That was wild. All right, now we are into Mansion. This is a little more familiar territory. I haven't listened to this full album. I know I've heard Mansion a million times. I think it's one of the best songs he's ever written. But I can see a lot of these songs on here I know I've never listened to, so I'm going to peep these real quick. Okay, so I realized why I liked NF the EP a lot is because a lot of the songs from that EP are on this album, and I've heard some of them in rotation on some of these like Pandora playlists that I've listened to in the past. Man, there's a lot of songs on here that I did not know were from this album. Intro, Mansion, Wake Up, All I Have, Paralyzed, I didn't know that was on this. A lot of good songs on this one, man. There are still definitely some skips that I probably wouldn't listen to again, but man, it's so crazy to see how tight-knit he is becoming on these albums. His voice is still not all the way there, but the production is 10 million times better than it was on the other stuff that I've listened to. Man, I don't even know what to do with this. Mansion, the song Mansion itself makes me want to put this in the A category, dude. But I don't know, there were some songs on there that still felt very underwhelming to me. And in accordance to his discography, again, that's what the whole thing is with this. It's like a B+. I'm putting it in the B category. I gotta do it. All right, now we're getting down into the nitty gritty. We got Therapy Session. And this is where I know a lot of these songs, and they're so good. I'm seeing a lot of songs that I recognize on here, so let me go through this real quick. Okay, dude, there is not a single song on this that I would skip. So I'm gonna have to rework my criteria here, okay? Because they all sound good. However, there are some songs on here that I wouldn't, like, search out. Like, I wouldn't immediately think of that song and be like, oh, I wanna go listen to that. That makes sense. Grindin', I've never heard that song before. That shit was fire. Oh Lord was really dope. Got You on My Mind, never heard this song before, and it's probably one of my favorite on this album. Okay, Therapy Session. Like I said, I had to change the criteria up just a little bit because there aren't technically any songs that I would skip, but I'm not gonna search out some of them, so it's 100% at least an A album in NF standards, I believe. I feel like this is the first album where every single song sounds like cohesive and it's all mixed the same. It all sounds like it was put together by the same people. And I can hear that he actually has his voice now. Like, there's no stuffiness. There's a lot more clarity. He probably has a lot better equipment with this one. So this is definitely a massive improvement from Mansion in terms of quality. All right, up next we got Perception. And again, I have not listened to this entire album, but I know a ton of the songs off of this. So I'm going to give it a nice little listen-see here and see where we're going to rank this one. Holy shit! Yeah, this is an S. This is an S tier album. There's no way this is not an S tier fucking album, bro. Even the songs that don't have that many streams, like you see that No only has 33 million compared to the rest of these, and I clicked on it and I'd never heard it before. Instantly fucking love the song. Like, there's not a single song on here that I would skip, and I would probably go search all of these out. Dude, I'd never heard Green Lights before. Fucking dope. Yeah, this one's a no-brainer for me, dog. Perception, that's an S-tier album. That's wild. My man really perfected his sound in this one. All right, second to last, we got The Search, and I'm not even gonna go through this because I've reacted to a lot of these songs. I think this is his best album. I really do think this is his best album. I listen to this on the daily. It stays in constant rotation. Every single one of these songs stays in rotations when I go driving. I love them all. Like, I really do love all of these. So The Search, I think, is definitely just as good as Perception. It might not have, like, the billion stream song like Let You Down, but it has so many bangers on that album. And then last but not least, we got Clouds, the mixtape, and I have reacted to every single song off this mixtape. It is on a playlist on my channel if you guys want to go check that out. Again, I'm not going to skip any of these songs whenever they come up. I do have them in rotation. But for me, Drifting, I pretty much do almost skip every single time that it comes on. I think that's the one song kind of holding this back. And it is a mixtape, so like there's no conceptual stuff with all the songs that aren't really tied together like they are on The Search and Perception and Mansion and stuff like that. So I think that it does kind of drop in quality, but it's a mixtape. Like, it's not supposed to sound how an album does. So for that, I'm not going to put it in the S tier, even though I bump all of these songs. But in terms of quality and just sound and everything and the production, it's still, it's at its peak performance on this. So I'm going to give this right up here an A with Therapy Session. And this is my list. But that's it. That's my list right there of NF's albums. Let me know how you guys are feeling about it. I would love to see some comments ranking the albums on your own. I want to see where you guys would put these categories. If I'm out here just high as hell, just smoking some shit, or if what I think is kind of the majority rule out there. But that's the end of this one, guys. And until next time, it has been your boy Crypt, and I'm signing out. I'll see you guys in the next video.
That's just some made up shit to hide my name from people that wanna know me, but I can't let no one get close, cause the last one to stab me was my homie. Bro, please, you don't know what it's like to get on the mic and rap about your life to thousands just for someone to reply that they hope you die, and your music should never be allowed in.